Right now, we're joined by San Antonio's favorite goalkeeper, USL Champion, Mr. Jordan Farr. What's up, champ?
Yo, what's up, guys? It's so good to speak to y'all again.
It's been a minute, man. How you feeling?
Like $1 million.
No,
very,
as you
very
should,
good.
man. You're a champion now. You walking different. You talking different. How does it feel to be a champion?
Yeah, it's incredible, and it's a reality. You get hit by reality real quick when you got to move out. When you got to move all of your stuff into storage the next day, and your baby's crying and pooping all over yourself. It's a fun like thing to manage. You're feeling on top of the world, like the biggest man in the room, and then you got an infant who just like is crying and doesn't care about any of it.
You know what? And it's funny you say that, because when I had my second child, it was in the middle of the NBA finals, and I'm sitting there in the delivery room, and I'm watching the finals, and I'm like, this is stupid. So who cares about sports? You know what I mean? And it was literally at that moment I stopped living and dying with it. I was like,
Come on.
You know what I mean? So how is baby girl doing? Was she 3 months now? Two?
No,
1 month?
Just about 2.
Just about 2 months.
So she has one and 2.5, I believe. So I do months.
Yeah, me too.
My wife does weeks. I'm like, it's easier for my brain to make the month make sense.
So are you here in town? Or are you back? Or where are you spending your off season?
So yeah, that sounded like it was revealing a lot by putting myself in storage. No, we were going to move apartments regardless if we were staying in San Antonio, and so we moved our stuff into storage, and then we go back to Oregon for the off season, where both my family and my wife's family live, and then we actually kind of bunk up with my wife's family for the off season, which is actually funny because it's only 5 minutes away from where I grew up, and so we've been close. Our families have been close since middle school, and so we kind of just hang out here and get to spend time with family, which is vital when you have an infant.
Man, it is, because you need that break. You need to get that quick nap. So have you been able to sneak away and catch and pay attention to what the U.S. men's team has been doing over in Qatar?
100%. 100%. It's been a joy to watch. This is 8 years in the running where I've just been itching to watch the U.S. men's national team play in a World Cup, and it's been bliss watching them, because I think we've been playing really, really well, and we're playing a brand of soccer that is going to take us as far as it can in this tournament.
You know, I totally agree. Me watching the games and watching the from where we were to the style we're playing now, where we're able to we're playing possession, we're one touching in tight quarters. It's a totally different brand of soccer that I've ever seen the U.S. men's team play. So and we're going to talk about this, so Berhalter's been called out to the fire for certain things, but he has put together a team that is playing the style of soccer. Once they get some experience and once they have some more caps under their belt, I think it's going to be a team to be reckoned with worldwide.
Agreed. And I think you look at our goals against as well. We've allowed only a PK.
Good point.
And for me, that was a big question mark coming into the tournament. I love Zach Steffen, and I still think he should have potentially been on the roster. But at the end of the day, he stuck with his guns with Matt Turner, and he kind of made the environment really, really positive for Matt Turner. It's difficult when you have a guy like Zach Steffen backing you up. Sometimes that pressure you can feel it a little bit more when there's a keeper like Zach Steffen behind you. And so as a coach, he made the hard call and said, I'm going to trust Matt Turner, and I'm going to go and I'm going to leave Zach at home, even though he's, helped us get to this point.
Right.
And that call originally, I was like, that is bold and dangerous, but it's really paid off, because Matt Turner's looked like an absolute stud. An absolute stud.
Yeah, we're joined by USL champion, San Antonio's favorite goalkeeper, Jordan Farr. Jordan, what's the thought process for you as a goalkeeper? You got a 1-0 lead. At what point in the game are you comfortable saying, all right, let's lay back? And because to me, it was too much for me yesterday. To me, I thought it was too much. I was like, hey, man, it felt like it was an hour. Those last 15 minutes felt like an hour At what point do y'all say, hey, you know, we're going to lay back and just play this 1-0 lead and just play defense?
Man, well, looking at our season as San Antonio, you kind of like I feel like we got really used to doing that. Where it's like 1-0, and they felt way more comfortable than I've ever felt in my entire life with 1-0 leads. So it all depends on your team and how they set up. I think we did well to push for something in the beginning of the second half. I think Christian Pulisic not obviously being able to play in that second half hurt us, just because he's someone that picks up the ball in transition and is really comfortable running at people. Now when Aronson comes in, I think he hasn't played as well as I think he should have been playing, I guess is the word, because he, for Leeds, is so comfortable, on the ball, dribbling at people, creating, and he hasn't had a chance to do that, or maybe he hasn't been in position to do that as much as I thought he was going to be. So I think, to answer your question, I would like to start sitting back around that 80th minute where it's like, okay, we're put on that third center back, we're on that third midfielder, and then tell our wingback or our fullbacks who turn now into wingbacks to kind of like hold and create a back line of 5. And that's what we did at the end, but it felt like we didn't create enough in that second half to give us that 2-0 cushion.
Totally agree. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. Greg Berhalter, why isn't he playing Gio Reyna? All of my soccer expert guys are telling me that's a travesty. What is he doing? I'm not a fan of his rotations. Tough call substitution. Why isn't Gio Reyna playing? That's what everybody wants to know.
I was reading, I don't know, I listened to a few podcasts and reading up on some articles, and it's difficult because Gio is an amazing player, and he's played incredibly well for Dortmund. And it sounded like Greg originally said, it's an injury type thing, and it sounded like that was actually sort of a fib, which is sad to hear, because I think Greg is making the right decision, and whatever he's believing in is right, because ultimately it's getting us the results. Now, I have no idea how it looked if Gio's playing, so it's hard to tell. I think he brings so much to our team. I think he's so good at
He's our most technical player, right?
For sure. And the spaces, it's more about his space management. He picks up the ball in spaces that is hard for other players. I think he's a lot like Christian in that fact, where he'll find pockets of space to receive the ball.
Interesting.
And that's what makes him so dangerous. He may not be like the quickest on the field, but his technical and IQ is so high for a young player. And we do really underestimate, I think, what the mental toll is being a young player like that, and then trying to go perform in your first World Cup. Maybe Greg is seeing something that it's Greg's first World Cup too. So it's like, it's difficult to really understand the relationship between those two. And so I'm trying to get my best to give grace to Greg, because he's performed well. But at the same time, I'm with you. I'd love to see Gio get more chances. And unfortunately, with it going to the knockout stages, I just don't know if he'll get those chances anymore.
Agreed. Well said. And before we get you out of here, Jordan, the United States beats the Netherlands if what happens?
I think yes.
What do you want to say? If hell freezes over, is that how you want? Is that what you want?
I think the United States beat the Netherlands if they come out with a confidence that is we're gonna control this game in the right moments, and we're gonna accept that Netherlands are gonna have the ball for a bit of the game. I think if we play like how we played against England, it's going to be a good result. But the difference is can we create anything on our set pieces? Because we've been tending to get a ton of corners and free kicks around the box, and we just have not been dangerous. I don't know if there's a service issue, or if there's communication issues, or if there's runs. I don't know what it is, but they don't look like there's any correlation to what we're doing.
We all love Christian, but his corners haven't been up to par. His deliveries haven't been up to par thus far. So I mean, I'm not trying to criticize our best player, but it is what it is from what I've seen.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It's not. The corner kick should be one of your highest producing chances within the game, and it's an easy, dead ball situation to get at least something going in the right direction. We just have not been good enough. And the problem is they have huge center backs, the Netherlands. So it'll be interesting how we manage our services into the box with our height. So I think if we're able to be technical and clinical in the final third through give and goes, and I think driving into one-on-one situations from the wings and getting shots off, I think that's going to be our game plan going forward.
All righty. Jordan, he's Jordan Farr. He's San Antonio FC's goalkeeper. He's our World Cup insider, and he's the father of a newborn child. Send him your best wishes. Jordan, love you, my man. Enjoy your off season. Hope to talk to you soon.
Love you too, brother. You enjoy as well.
All right, my man. Thank you. That's Jordan Farr. This is SA Sports Star.